All right, so I've sent you some poems, some poems.
I don't get it.
Me neither. Is anyone drawn to any of these poems?
See, these poems look interesting. Who were they written by?
I don't know.
Oh, enough.
I feel like The Raven is really classic, but The Bells is so cool.
I don't know if I've read The Bells. That could be cool if you guys are fans.
Belly bells, bells. There's 4 parts to the bells, so we can switch off. I'll start with part 1.
Hear the sledges with the bells, the bells. What are they meant? Okay.
This is The Bells according to Murad. On the holiday special.
This is a past holiday special. Hear the sledges with the bells, the bells. What a bird of merriment their melody foretells. How they tinkle, tinkle, tinkle in the icy air of night while the stars are oversprinkled. All the heavens seem to twinkle. It's a line they like keeping time, 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 time. In a sort of runic rhyme to the tintinnabulation that is so musically wells from the bells, 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 from the jingling and the tinkling bells.
See, how is that not going to live forever?
It was not written.
Murad is going to be the seminal work of classic literature from the era.
He's the king of
This
wands.
poetry.
Wow.
Yes.
King of red snappers.
And the bells.
I have lost all concept of what's happening.
Rod's actively writing the new literature.
It's just incoherent to contemporary audiences.
Y'all
Yeah.
just don't understand.
But your kids are gonna love it.
Exactly. Your kids are gonna be like, dude, this is a new Shakespeare.
Okay, I'm just gonna start reading the bells. The bells. Hear the sledges with the bells, silver bells. What a world of merriment their melody foretells, how they tinkle, tinkle, tinkle in the icy air of night, while the stars that oversprinkle all the heavens seem to twinkle with a crystalline delight, keeping time, time, time in a sort of runic rhyme to the tintinnabulation that so musically wells from the bells, 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 from the jingling and tingling of the bells.
Bells. Hear the mellow wedding bells, golden bells. What a world of happiness their harmony foretells. Through the balmy air of night, how they ring out their delight. From the molten golden notes, and all in time, what a liquid ditty floats. To the turtle dove that listens while she gloats. On the moon! Oh, from out the sounding cells, what a gush of euphony voluminously wells. How it swells, how it dwells, on the future, how it tells. Of the rapture that impels, oh my God, to the swinging and the ringing of the bells, 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 of the bells, 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 to the rhyming and the chiming of the bells.
Hear the loud alarm bells, brazen bells. What tale of terror now their turbulency tells? In the startled ear of night, how they scream out their affright. Too much horrified to speak, they can only shriek, shriek, out of tune in a clamorous appealing to the mercy of the fire, in a mad expostulation with the deaf and frantic fire, leaping higher, 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 with a desperate desire and a resolute endeavor, now to sit or never, by the side of the pale-faced moon. Oh, the bells, 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 what a tale their terror tells, of despair, how they clang and clash and roar, what a horror they outpour on the bosom of the palpitating air. Yet the ear it fully knows, by the twanging and the clanging, how the danger ebbs and flows, yet the ear distinctly tells, in the jangling and the wrangling, how the danger sinks and swells, by the singing or the swelling in the anger of the bells, of the bells, of the bells, 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 in the clamor and the clangor of the bells.
Hear the tolling of the bells, iron bells. What a world of solemn thought their monody compels. In the silence of the night, how we shiver with affright at the melancholy menace of their tone. For every sound that floats from the rust within their throats is a groan. And the people, the people, they that dwell in the steeple all alone, and who tolling, tolling, tolling in that muffled monotone, feel a glory in so rolling on the human heart a stone. They are neither man nor woman, they are neither brute nor human, they are ghouls. And their king it is who tolls, and he rolls, 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 rolls a paean from the bells. And his merry bosom swells with the paean of the bells. And he dances and he yells, keeping time, 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 in a sort of runic rhyme to the paean of the bells, keeping time, 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 in a sort of runic rhyme to the throbbing of the bells, 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 to the sobbing of the bells, keeping time, 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 as he knells, 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 in a happy runic rhyme to the rolling of the bells, 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 to the toiling of the bells, 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 to the moaning and the groaning of the bells.
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 Spooky.
Bells.
What's the story about?
I can't tell.
Can't tell.
Can't tell with the bells.
Can't tells with the bells.
What the hell?
What the hell, bell?
What the hell with the bells, 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 bells?
Bells.
Poe's poetry emphasizes his really good skills with setting the mood without even a story to get in the way. He's just like, feel the mood, dude. Like, happy bells, sad bells, scary bells, bells.
Bells.
The language is, of course, trying to sound like bells. The repetition and repeating of the bells, 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 tolling, tolling, tolling.
Can we stop saying bells? You know, you hear words so many times it just stops making sense. Like, I don't even know what a bell is anymore.
Well, you can put in edit in an image of bells every time we say it.
Bells,
God.
bells.
That would take so long.
I'm probably going to do it, though.
Thank you.
Preface this video saying this is a good one to have a drinking game with.
Oh my god, dude. No, dude. This is worse than.
You wouldn't be able
Just
to put your cup down. You'd just be like,
Okay.
Overwhelmed by the bells.
by the bells.
Just bleep it out every time we say bells.
Beep, 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 beep.
Hear the mellow wedding. Beep, golden beep.
Off the beep, beep, beep. Off the
The
beep,
roiling
beep,
and the
beep,
toiling of
beep.
the beep.
That actually works so well.
Oh no.
Golden beep.
Lose meaning.
I don't know if this is cool, but the fact that it's 4 parts makes me think that it's like the 4 seasons. Like, one is obviously winter, and then 2 is like hopefulness and rebirth of spring. And then 3, I guess there's a lot of fires in summertime.
Yeah, like the
holidays,
types.
and it's spooky.
The types of bells that you hear, and then, yeah, like it ends in autumn, which is the spooky time.
Spooky season.
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I believe it.
Bells.
And then, yeah, like the wedding is in spring, which makes sense.
Ding, ding,
There's
ding,
one
ding.
episode in the end of Game of Thrones when Tyrion is like, they will ring the bells, and then when they ring the bells, we will stop attacking. And he says it like 40 times. He's like, when they ring the bells, we will stop attacking. And you're like, I feel like when they ring the bells, they're not going to stop attacking. And then that's what happens.
I wonder what's gonna happen. So what we know, people ignore bells, dude. Bells don't work.
Don't ignore the bells.
Don't ignore the bells. If you don't want to be like Tyrion, whoever he is.
It's fun to read.
Honestly, it is very fun to read. Like, this is one of those things I really like talking about. You can't really, I mean, you shouldn't really focus too much on form when you're reading literature. But this one, it'll be fun to look at the form. The rhymes are just so back to back, back to back. It's almost kind of annoying to read. I don't like this many rhymes.
This is one of those poems you could memorize and then just like pull it out whenever you want to impress somebody and be like,
bells, 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 bells.
Bells, 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 bells.
bells, 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 bells,
It's like, whoa, you knew all the 7 bells. Wow, you said the right amount of bells. Oh, man.
About to meet somebody's parents, be like, the roiling and the toiling and the
Bells,
bells.
roiling and the boiling and the bell. It's like, yes, you may have my daughter.
Thank
I
you.
feel
Sir.
like I feel like it's meant to be a little unsettling. Like the repeating of bells so many times makes you kind of feel like you're going nuts, and it's like the bells are getting spookier. Like they started super happy, and then they're getting like creepy by the end, and like the lines keep repeating. So it's kind of like making you uneasy as the bells get uneasy.
The Belltail Heart, bro.
I was thinking of the the clock in Mask of Red Death.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a bell.
Because to me, this whole thing is about like this town has like a bell tower and it goes off every hour, and that's why there's bells
Stop right.
all year round through all the seasons.
Yeah, and like it can be wedding bells, or it can be like the alarm bells. Like if there's invaders or whatever, there's always a bell.
Always a bell.
Where there's a bell, there's a way.
Is this like Mask of the Red Dead Extended Universe?
Yes.
I like it. I like it.
I was a little bit confused by the fourth part because I didn't know if like the ghouls, if there was like some metaphor there, if he's just like there's some like weird skeleton men that just dance around to bells sometimes.
They're just ghouls, bro. They were just ghouls. They like bells.
I think there's like a mix of appreciation for the bells and also like feelings about the repetition of.
Yeah, some feelings towards bells, dude.
I also feel like he was just like really emo, and he was like, "You think bells are happy, but actually they also mean death."
Actually, bells suck. You're wrong about bells.
Everyone's dying.
I'm trying to find more info on the fourth stanza. I think that there's not much, weirdly. But the iron bells, I know we talked about the bells that they had in cemeteries, so that they would put in, like, you'd be able to ring it if you were buried alive. So those would be like iron bells, which they mentioned there as being iron bells. And it would be different bells than wedding bells, of course, and they would sound different.
Is he talking about vampires? There's vampires coming out of their coffins.
Well, it's like ghouls and mysterious stuff, and there's like this king of the ghouls who is super happy and like ringing the bells even though everyone's like creeped out by them. And by the end, the bells are moaning and groaning, which is like not a sound that bells make.
These rusty iron bells, though, with rusty throats, groan. I'm picturing like a funeral bell because it describes it being in the steeple.
A death knell.
I know Colin read it. I don't know if anybody else read the Aporson series by Garth Nix, where they had like these different sizes of bells, and they could do like there's like
Sabriel.
Yeah. They like rang different bells to do different things to like make the dead go back to the dead to being dead.
Bells are supposed to do the same thing as salt in purifying a space before a ritual.
I was gonna say, yeah, priests always are like ding, 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 ding.
Bells number 3, I don't know if this is too literal of a meaning, but it sounds like alarm bells, like a fire alarm.
When was the Great Chicago Fire? Wasn't that in the 1800s?
Yes, I don't know exactly when.
Everything was built out of wood and just like burnt. Like every time a house caught on fire, it just burned down the entire block, and everybody died inside because they didn't have fire exits.
So that was after Poe's time by about 30 years, but like fires were definitely more common then. So I'm sure that he was aware of them.
And also, like, firefighters were just a bunch of guys, and they'd like bring buckets, so they weren't that.
Yeah.
It's like we are. Here's a bucket. You figure it out.
Kind of similar to how like sometimes horror movies take something super innocent, like a doll or a clown, and then like make it creepy. Like this is taking something super innocent, like a bell, starting it off super innocent. You know, it's church bells and it's Christmas bells or holiday bells, and then like by the end, it's like bells being rung by demons and like bells of fire alarm bells and you know, scary bells. And I think that that works because it's something super innocent and usually tied to good things like weddings, and then perverted to be evil, like how dolls and clowns and previously innocent things have been perverted to be evil.
And gargoyles are usually on bell towers, right?
Yes. Gargoyles are supposed to scare away demons, though.
Oh, interesting. That's cool.
That's why they look scary, to scare away the devil.
To scare away the devil?
Supposedly, yeah.
Oh man, gargoyles are badass, dude. Wait, so in any story where the gargoyles attack the hero, is it because they think the hero is the devil? That's sick. I gotta say, I feel like it's universally accepted that bells are not that great.
What do you
And it's just like
mean?
not my favorite thing. You know, if I had to pick like 4 things, bell would not be one of them.
And you think that that is a universal truth? Is that
It's just, I find bells really annoying.
The connection that I drew is like there's this episode in Gilmore Girls
No.
Okay.
What
where
happens to the Gilmore?
they like restore the town's bells and they're going off every hour, and then they're like, we gotta just take these down.
Take these down. I think that's what Paul's trying to say. It's like bells, bells, bells. Stop using bells. My verdict is that bells are annoying. And I'm glad Paul hates them.
Like if you hate bells.
Like if you hate bells.
Hit the
Ring that bell.
I'm pro bell destruction. I'm anti bell.